Hello, morning friends. It's another beautiful day and we have another beautiful SAT coordinate geometry problem that we're about to solve right now. In this problem, there are two key things that you have to really put into consideration. One, the meaning of collinear. Two, the formula that you use to solve this particular problem. So the problem says, if 3 points, we have A having a coordinate -2 and A, B having a coordinate B and -8, and C having a coordinate 1 and comma 2, collinear points. Point C, divide AB in the ratio of 3:2. Find the value of A and B. So, all right, so this is a very simple problem to start up with. In fact, most of the time, coordinate geometry problems are not very hard. It's just for you to know the right tools to use, which will get you the right answer at a very short time. All right, so I just don't want to solve this problem. I want to show you where the problem comes from and the formula that you could possibly be using to solve this kind of problem every time the problem comes. All right, let's go straight to the solution. I've designed a model for that problem. I've designed my coordinate geometry plane using my XY plane that you are very familiar with. Now, I've tried my best to use these yellow dots here to indicate the point A, B, and C, having coordinate x1, y1 for A, x, comma, y. Okay, no. Let me use this one for C. Let me use here for C. This is C points. And then we have this for B. Okay. So we have A, B, C. We have A, B, C. I think I should also use this A as the red color. All right. So we have A, B, C, they having coordinate x1, y1, and so on. So dividing, we have the 3 points on the same line. Now, for those 3 points to be on the same line, that is where the word collinear comes from. Whenever every point are arranged on the same vertical or horizontal lines, or slanting lines like this one, or inclined plane. So these points are said to be collinear because all of these points will have the same slope. They have the same slope. So the inclination of these points with the x-axis are the same. So that is the meaning of inclination. I mean, collinear. So it simply means that all those 3 points are on the same line. But since C is the point that divides the line AB, that's why I'm placing C in between A and B. So I partition them in the way that we have M and N. That is the ratio. That's M and N are the value of the ratio which C is used in dividing the 2-point AB. So I will start by saying I've designed it such that you see at coordinate point A, we have, this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. So x correspond to y, meaning that at where we have x1 is where we will have y1. So the change is correspondent to the x-axis and the y-axis. So we have that if here's x1, you can trace the x1 down to have x1 here on the x-axis. Also from the same point, we trace it down to the y-axis, you have y1. So if this place is x comma y, you trace x down to the x-axis and trace y down to the y-axis and so on. So you have those points. Don't forget that ratios mean the division of a certain number over a certain number. So it's another way of calling the word fraction. So if I write m over n as the ratio of which c is used to divide a point of distance AB, that means there's something we need to get from here. That means from here to here, which is the region of M, can also be placed on the numerator on this other side over the distance from here to here. So this distance is what we want to get now so that we can correspondingly place them where they're supposed to be. So if from the origin to this point is x1, and then from the origin to this point is x, that means the distance between x1 and x must be x minus x1. Similarly, the distance between x and x2 must be x2 and x minus x. So if x minus x1 correspond to m, so I'm going to place x minus x1 here divided by x2 minus x. So what we want to do here right now is to make x subject of the formula because x is the coordinate of the point in the middle. So you can do that by cross multiplication. And if we cross multiply, we have m into x2 minus x to be equals to n into x minus x1. And we open the bracket and we have mx2 minus mx to be equals to nx minus nx1. I want to make x subject of the formula. So I will move this x1 to this other side. So we have mx2 plus nx1 to be equals to nx plus mx. So of course x is common there. So I can still write that place as m plus n and x here to be equals to mx2 plus nx1. So if I divide both sides by the coefficient of x, which is m plus n, then we can see that the value of this x is equals to mx2 plus nx1 divided by m plus n. Similarly, if you check for the vertical axis of y, you will see that the distance from y1 and y is going to be y minus y1, and also distance between y and y2 will be y2 minus y. So if we carry out the same operation that we did for the x-axis, we will also have similar stuff for y as my2 plus ny1 divided by m plus n, where m and n are the ratio of the division. So that simply means that the coordinate of the point C, uh, uh, which we have as x and y initially, x comma y, will correspond to C, which is the x value m x2 plus n x1 divided by m plus n and m y2 plus n y1 all over m plus n. Okay, so this is the formula we will use to solve the problem that we have in the first page of this stuff. So here, I would like us to bring out those stuff. I will say x1 was given as x was given as mx2 plus nx1 divided by m plus n, and y is given as my2 plus ny1 divided by m plus n. And from the problem, I'm going to bring out all the parameters that we have here. So if A is the first point, the first coordinate of A is x1. So that means x1 is equals to minus 2. X2 is equals to this first point of the first coordinate of the second point, that's B. And similarly, y1 is equals to the second coordinate of the first point, that is A, and y2 is equals to the second coordinate of the second point, that's -8. And in this problem, m equals to 3 and n equals to 2. So if we substitute into the equation that we have here, x is the value of the middle point, the first point of the coordinate c. So we have, that means x equals to 1, x equals to 1, and y equals to -2. So we can solve that so that we can say that 1 equals to 3 times x2 is b, then plus 2 times x1 is -2, then divided by m plus n, that is 2 plus 3, we have 5. So if we simplify that, we will and cross multiply, we can really see that 5 is equals to 3b minus 4. And if you make b subject of the formula, you will see that 5 plus 4 equals to 3b. And that simply means that 3b is equals to 9. And that means b is equals to 9 divided by 3, which is 3. And also, you can solve for y. If we solve for y, we have that y equals to -2 to be equals to m3 times y2. y2 is -8, then plus, then n, this is 2 times, well, y1 is a, and then we have over 5, like n plus n. So we cross multiply here, and you have that -10 equals to -24 plus 2a. And you can also see that -10 plus 24 equals to 2a. And this is 14 equals to 2a. If you divide both sides by 2, you have that a equals to 14 divided by 2, and that is 7. So that means the value of a and b is are equals to 7 and 3 respectively. So therefore, we can say a equals to 7 and b equals to 3. So the coordinate of a for real is going to be -2 and a, that is 7. And then the coordinate of b is really 3 and -8. So I believe the solution was short and simple, and I want to believe that you understood everything that is happening there in the solution procedure. And I want to say, please, if you've not subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe by following this so that you can see the subsequent every other videos that will come like this. Share the videos so that every other of your friends outside there can see. And don't fail to comment if you have similar question, or maybe quite similar question, or you have an opinion to add to what has happened right there, or maybe you have question with respect to the problem solved. So there's a point that you don't really understand, don't feel bad to drop it on my comment section. Or is going to be welcome and addressed accordingly. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.